welcome to Quincy in Focus, Quincy Access TV's news magazine show. My name is Jonathan Caleri, and I'm the Executive Director here at Quincy Access TV. We begin this episode with a press conference held at Quincy City Hall to announce the city has been awarded a $2.3 million MassWorks infrastructure grant to pay for the construction of General McConville Way in Quincy Center. Lieutenant Governor Karen Polito, House Speaker Ron Mariano, and Mayor Thomas Koch all spoke of the importance of the road leading to further development in Quincy Center.
To say that the MassWorks program, which the Baker and Polito administration started, has worked very successful for the city of Quincy. They partner with us in every phase of the downtown, and the bridge, which is just about finished, separate projects, was $10 million. And the Hancock Adams Common, which is now enjoyed by everybody, was started with a MassWorks grant for the utilities on the ground. The Dunford Drive extension was a MassWorks grant extension of the road. So we've been very fortunate to be at the table with this administration and them partnering with us in projects that mean so much to this city, so much in so many ways. Obviously, it's economic development, it drives jobs and employment, and it provides people's homes, as we added a number of units to the city. So
the MassWorks is one of the key economic development programs. We were able to award 56 grants totaling $66 million, and I'm very pleased that the city of Quincy is receiving $2.3 million in a MassWorks grant for your project at the Walter Hannon Parkway and the newly created General McConville Way. That's very exciting, and congratulations to you. It includes road realignment, pedestrian accommodations, landscape traffic island, and a new four-way signalized intersection. Wow, that's big stuff. And it also is on top of, and thanks to the taxpayers of this city, a $35 million investment in utility extensions and transportation infrastructure in this particular area of your downtown. So your investment, state investment, attracts all this private investment, and you're going to see really great things continue to happen here.
Now with the One Stop, it's a single front door into these 10 programs with a lot more collaboration built into the process. And so the start of the dialogue is not a request for funding for a program, for a project through a program, but rather this expression of interest idea where communities come to us and say, look, here's a handful of projects that are important for us. Let's figure out the best way to get those done. And this year in the expression of interest process, we had 675 projects come through the door. We funded 196 of them in 122 communities. So this is real impact. And I think a fundamentally different and better way to deliver the great programs we have. And the fact that Quincy here today is getting 3 different programs, 3 grants out of the One Stop, I think speaks to how powerful this process is.
And I want to congratulate and thank the Baker and Polito administration for initiating the MassWorks program. And as the speaker said, it is a program where the legislature votes the appropriation consistent with the vision of the program, and then we get all of us to see the tangible results. And it is a very nice thing. It's a very rewarding part of what we do. When you look at the program overall, since I guess it's 7 years now, there has been over $600 million invested through MassWorks grants to over almost 200 communities, and it has unleashed about $13 billion in private investment, tens of thousands of construction and permanent jobs, over 20,000 housing units. So it has been a resounding success all across the Commonwealth.
But as we all know, there's a lot of hard work in this room to make this downtown happen, and the state continues to be a very strong partner with the city on putting this together. And without the leadership we have in the executive branch, as well as the Senate and the House, as well as the local government, none of this would have ever happened. It takes a degree of bold leadership, thoughtful process, and also the vision to present that this money is going to be very well spent, not just today, but for a future of decades to come on the final product of something we're very proud of living in the city at present.
A groundbreaking ceremony was recently held on the site of the new Father Bills and Mainspring home, across the street from its current location on Broad Street. John Yazwinski, CEO of Father Bills and Mainspring, said the 2-phase project, an emergency shelter and housing resource center in Phase 1, and 30 units of low-income housing in Phase 2, will help individuals and families with issues of homelessness.
The groundbreaking today is about one project and 2 elements needed. A new facility that won't just manage homelessness, but will prevent it and end it quickly. The other element, the other building, will provide 30 units of permanent supportive housing that is affordable to people in need of a home. We committed in early 2000s to really start ending homelessness on the housing side, as I've said, housing first. And now, as I said before, we've got a new model to bring to Quincy and look to bring to the city of Brockton hopefully soon also.
The menu of services that'll happen in this building pictured here will include prevention for those who haven't quite hit our doors, to get to people before they have to leave their homes, diversion for people who are coming to the door, but maybe we can figure something out temporarily while we get them back into homes. And of course, rehousing in an emergency bed for the people who we can't simply prevent from coming into the doors. We'll still meet that need, but we'll rapidly rehouse them as quickly as possible, and we'll have the resources to do it. The HRC, the Housing Resource Continuum, and the Housing Resource Center will be robust. It will have co-located substance use services, mental health services, a full medical primary care facility. It will be welcoming to anyone at any time of day. So right now, our emergency shelter people have to wait to get in till 4 p.m. They line up. And then they have to leave in the morning because we simply don't have the resources to accommodate them during the day. The HRC will be a day center. It will be busy and buzzing all day with services and resources, delivering them to the people who need them most.
The first one everybody knows, that housing insecurity unfortunately continues to be an urgent crisis, not only in our city, our state, but our country. And it is so sad that for so long, the primary response was what I would call crisis management. Just putting a Band-Aid on the problem. While it was a critical response, it did not go towards solving the problem. And that continues to be true today. Secondly, I think it's important to acknowledge and understand that it is both wonderful and somewhat sad that we are referring to the HRC as revolutionary. It is wonderful because they are doing something that is going to be a very critical model across our country about how to permanently end homelessness. But it's sad that it has taken this long to get something like this created. But at the end of the day, we are moving forward in a very new and a very wonderful way, and we are so proud at Arbella to be part of it and look forward to continue to support all of you. Thank you.
This center is a much-needed resource for the South Shore community, and the programs that are going to happen in this building will serve as a model for others to end and prevent homelessness. We truly look forward to following the progress of this important project and can't wait to come back for the ribbon cutting. Thanks so much, John.
The city of Quincy honored its veterans with the return of its annual parade and ceremony at the World War II statue in Marymount Park. After a hiatus due to the pandemic, the ceremony honored those who served the country in the armed forces. The guest speaker was Navy Lieutenant Commander Monica Johnson, commanding officer of the Navy Operational Support Center here in Quincy.
I ask you, in honor of Veterans Day, to commit to service. Whether you are in the military, the government, civilian sector, or in schools or churches, commit to serve those around you. Serve your community. In the words of the former Secretary of State and Secretary of Defense, Mr. Colin Powell, perpetual optimism is a force multiplier. In the words of President John Quincy Adams, if your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader. Serve, lead, and be compassionate to all those around you. This is the best way to honor the service and sacrifice of all those who have worn and currently wear the uniform of the United States of America. Thank you again for this opportunity, this honor and privilege to speak for you today. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.
I am the American soldier. For the American people, my family, my fellows, my sons to come, I carry on. Born of explorers, colonists, hunters in deer skins, schooled in the wilderness fighting for the continent, I carried on for the rights of man. Wherever I was needed, whenever I was called, I stood and delivered. I came through. I was America on the march. And now today, here I come again, marching again at the same old job, same old brand new job, marching again with all free men. I am the ring of steel around democracy, the ramparts that you sing about. I am the citizen soldier, the nation in arms. I am the eyes of the cannon, the marching refrain, the brains of the tank, the nerves of the plane, the heart of the shell. I am the Liberty Bell, the salt of our youth. I am the fighting man of every outpost from Alaska to Hawaii, to Korea and beyond, from Panama to Puerto Rico, to Iceland and beyond. Whatever the need, for the spirit of liberty, for the future we're making, I, the American soldier, am the shield.
The day that will live in infamy, December 7th, 1941, and the attack on Pearl Harbor was remembered with a ceremony at Mount Wollaston Cemetery organized by Quincy Veterans Services. Veterans Services Director George Nicholson spoke about the effect that day had on Quincy and our country.
The city of Quincy commemorates this on an annual basis. The city has a large part in our remembrance of Pearl Harbor. As all of us well know, this city is well rooted in naval history, especially with World War II, with all the construction and the ships that were built over in the Quincy shipyard. This city suffered, for a city its size, suffered one of the largest casualty rates in the country in Pearl Harbor, when we had 39 of our own people, our own citizens, die in that attack. I am proud to stand here today and see a nice crowd that we have. I'm also honored, and it's the 80th anniversary, to have been able to have Lieutenant Commander Monica Johnson from the Naval Support Center bring a contingent for the Navy over here to take part in this celebration and observation as well.
There are days that our country should never forget. One would be this day, December 7th, 1941. There were men on this day that we as a people and a nation are forever indebted to. Their bravery, commitment, and sacrifice are known only firsthand to them. Today, there are very few men alive to tell the series of events that day. Their duty, sacrifice, and honor can only be imagined or taught to us in history lessons. So we must always remember to give thanks to those men who endured so much that day to preserve our way of life and freedom that we still enjoy today. These men truly understood that freedom is not free and that it comes at a great cost. 3,581 American casualties, 1,178 wounded, 2,403 killed, 39 of them from Massachusetts, all paid with what Abraham Lincoln called the ultimate sacrifice. Our gratitude and respect for these men shall never be diminished or forgotten through time. We are organized comrades charged with maintaining memorials erected to honoring these men and others. So we have assembled here today on this 80th anniversary of the unprovoked attack on Pearl Harbor to honor those lost and to honor their service. It is both a privilege and our duty to do so. Thank you for joining us today. God bless the United States. God bless our troops. Thank you.
Serve. On behalf of the mayor and the city of Quincy, I thank you for your presence. I wish you all a Merry Christmas, and I wish all of you and all of us a happy and healthy and prosperous New Year. God bless you all. Thank you.
Thousands of wreaths were placed on the graves of veterans throughout Quincy cemeteries as part of the annual Wreaths Across America Day. Christine Cugini, the Quincy coordinator for Wreaths Across America, spoke about the efforts and the chance to remember and thank those who served.
Good afternoon, and thank you all for coming out today to National Wreaths Across America Day here in Quincy. This is our 4th year participating in this honorable mission. Right now, across the country, at more than 3,100 memorial sites like this one, people are gathering as one nation to remember, honor, and teach. The freedoms we enjoy today have not come without a price. Lying here before us and in cemeteries throughout this nation are men and women who gave their lives so that we can live in freedom and without fear. Today, more than ever, we reflect on the nation's veterans and active duty service members who have had and continue to fight to protect the innocent and oppressed. This nation has always been the first to stand up for freedom of people around the world. Many of you here today have answered that call and served your country well. For this, we say thank you, and we are honored to know you. Would the veterans please raise your hand? Our nation stands as a shining beacon of liberty and freedom to the world. We thank those who gave their lives to keep us free. We shall not forget you. We shall remember.
The life of second President John Adams was remembered and honored at the annual presidential wreath-laying ceremony held at the United First Parish Church in Quincy Center, the resting place for Adams and his wife Abigail. Speakers praised Adams for leading the fight for independence and doing what he believed was right, and challenged today's generations to do the same.
On behalf of the President and a grateful nation, I present the John Quincy Adams Presidential Birthday Wreath.
I'm Jim Petosa, President of the Board of Governors of the United First Parish Church, and it is my privilege to represent the board, the staff, congregation, and friends of UFPC. John Quincy Adams, remembered for many reasons, but almost always for his eloquence. So today, on the occasion of his birthday, we gather as we do every year to remember him, thank him, and consider the complexities of the moments that comprised his lifetime.
It's an honor and privilege for me to bring the greetings of the city to this annual event. He's a very complex individual, widely noted as probably the highest IQ of any of the presidents, an incredible diplomat, ambassador, member of Congress, member of the Senate, and of course, President of the United States. He was that last connection with the Founding Fathers. He's an incredible individual, a great American, a great patriot. And if there's anything we should learn, particularly in this day, is that in politics, we should do the right thing, not the most expedient thing.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the Quincy City Council, it is an honor to be here with all of you today to celebrate the birthday of our very own John Quincy Adams. Ultimately, he made the decision to stand by his convictions and stand up for what he believed was what was going to be for the common good. And in doing so, has truly defined what courage is, not just for those in public service, but for all of us who call Quincy home. He set the foundation for what our community represents, and as we celebrate his birthday today, let us remember the legacy that he leaves behind for all of us. To stand for what you believe in, to lead by example, and to demonstrate what it truly means to have courage and leadership. Thank you.
From the National Park Service, I also welcome you today and to honor our 6th President of the United States, John Quincy Adams. John dedicated his life to creating and protecting laws that established our freedom and justice. John Quincy was a son worthy of his father, a citizen shedding glory on his country, a scholar ambitious to advance mankind. This Christian sought to walk humbly in the sight of God.
There are all sorts of forms of courage that we can look for in Adams in various ways. His courage as a Secretary of State, when he would go beyond received opinion, what we would now call conventional wisdom, to make bold diplomatic moves that strengthened and expanded the nation. The respect and admiration Americans had for him and what he accomplished during his lifetime have mounted over the years and will undoubtedly keep mounting into the future. Surely now, he feels completely vindicated.
Now I ask Lieutenant Commander Monica Johnson to come forward to lead us through the laying of the presidential wreath.
On behalf of the President of the United States and a grateful nation, I present the presidential birthday wreath. Happy birthday, John Quincy Adams.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. You've heard an awful lot about John Quincy Adams, and I thought maybe I could sum up his life in just 3 brief quotes. Mr. Adams was an honest man, loved his country, and desired to serve it usefully, and had the honor of doing so. Always vote for principles. Though you may vote alone, you may cherish the reflections that your vote is never lost.
QATV says goodbye to longtime contributor John Sullivan, the Quincy DPW Waste and Recycling Coordinator, who recently retired from his position. John always brought a laugh to every show or PSA he appeared in, all in his effort to educate Quincy residents about reducing trash and increasing recycling. John, along with QATV's Mark Crosby, have won several awards nationally, regionally, and locally for their PSAs about trash and recycling. Here now some of John's greatest hits on QATV.
Why the change? Why suddenly is recycling under the microscope?
Sure. The big picture is, for years and years, for the last 50 years, America has kept the good stuff in the United States, and the rest was shipped out. And for the last 50 years, that has been okay, but now those countries that were taking our recycling have their own infrastructure. You've just crossed over into the recycle zone. Take, if you will, one Lady O'Grady. She thought she was a recycler extraordinaire. Not only did she rinse her containers, but her dog licked the peanut butter jar to a pristine sheen. Now, in an instant, change is the only constant. What happens when, through a cosmic shift in recycling, what was is no longer, and what wasn't is the new norm?
Mr. Recycle, I've got a pizza box which we used to have to take the cover off to recycle it. And this one's got a bunch of grease. Just pizza boxes? Just pizza boxes. All right, here you go. Okay. Open up. Thank you.
Christmas tree collection. Curbside pickup.
Set. Cue talent.
Well, hello, Quincy. This is John Sullivan. Here today on Update DPW, we're talking about Full Hazardous Waste Drop-Off Day. Well, that's a mouthful, isn't it? Here to tell you all about it is my guest, John Sullivan, the wasted manager of the DPW. Hello, John. Thanks for coming today. Hi. Yeah, I know. Sorry, that's waste manager, not wasted. Thank you. So, folks, bring all your household hazardous waste to the Household Hazardous Waste Drop-Off Day on Saturday, October 12th, from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m.
That's all for this edition of Quincy in Focus. On our next episode, we'll highlight the Quincy Police No Shave November beard shaving event to raise money for Cops for Kids with Cancer. Also, we'll visit the new General's Bridge in Quincy Center for the formal ribbon cutting ceremony. If you'd like more information about Quincy Access Television or interested in becoming a member, visit our website at qatv.org or call us at 617-376-1440. My name is Jonathan Clary, and thanks for watching this edition of Quincy in Focus.